All right, so how about those Denver Broncos? Listen, it was not pretty, and in fact, that's most of what we're still going to be talking about in this video. The offensive struggles, what went wrong, and then how they fixed them at the very end, exactly when they needed to take the lead and eventually win the game. So let's just get into it. So let's start off with this one. It's going to be zone coverage, and it's a great example, I think, of most of what we saw that was an issue for the Broncos offense was guys just weren't getting open, and that's kind of been a theme so far is, there's a lot of wide receivers who I like, but it seems like so far in the Russell Wilson era, they have not been getting open consistently. And, I think that most people would expect it to get better. But this was a big thing that we saw where it's going to be a cover 2 zone, which is a hard coverage to play against. And especially for someone like Russell Wilson, where his play style is so much go down the field, it's definitely the right coverage to play against him. Listen, San Francisco has seen a lot of Russell Wilson, so they're definitely used to him. And this is what you would see. You would see Russell Wilson look down the field, and then all of a sudden, 2.5 seconds in, not be making the throw down the field. If it's 2.5 seconds, typically you're making a decision, especially on a third down. You got to eventually make a decision, but, nothing is open. So now Russell Wilson has to figure something else out. So he is going to just sort of run up and just throw it to a check down, but nothing's really able to get open there, and they're punting. And this was a big thing that we saw. This led to sacks, this led to incompletions, and it led to passes for not too many yards. It's good defense by San Francisco, but also part of the struggle with this Broncos team. And if you want to say it's a scheme thing, it might be, but you can't just jump to that conclusion. It might also be that just their scheme is fine and you're getting beat by the 49ers defense. Because this play is absolutely the scheme is fine and it's just San Francisco is winning, which is a thing that has been happening. Because again, people like to look for simple solutions, right? Oh, it's just Nathaniel Hackett. He sucks. Get a good play caller in, and things will get better. Well, what about this play where it's a 3rd down and 5, and it's man coverage? So it's basically just you got to find a way to beat your man. And as you see, this is a good concept that teams run, and it's a good concept to get Jerry Jeudy open. The issue is he isn't open. Do you want to say Jerry Jeudy needs to run a better route? Do you want to say, it's just good defense, nothing Jeudy could do there? That's totally up to you, but I think it's fair to say it's not just a play calling thing. And as you see, it is going to get, eventually incomplete there. Kind of a weird play. But this was definitely a trend. A lot of sort of near misses and a lot of close plays, but, guys that just aren't able to get open enough. Wide receivers just aren't able to make plays. Things like that were close, but just not quite there. However, Russell Wilson was not without his own faults in this one, where this one's going to be a zone coverage play where you have a tight end who, against this 3rd down and 2, going underneath the zone. This is a great route. This should be able to work just to pick you up the 1st down. That's all you're trying to do here. Watch. Russell Wilson takes the snap, and he looks over there. Albert O is open. This is a play that you just have to make this. These are the throws that are, when you get a gimme on a 3rd down and 2, you have to hit these at a very high success rate, and they're hitting it at a very low success rate right now. Look, Wilson just short hops it. Again, I don't know what happened there, but there's just no other way to put it. That was just a missed throw, and that's an unfortunate missed throw there by Russell Wilson. You then have this one where it's going to be a 3rd down and 4, and again, it's a good concept. It's against zone coverage, and this is a good zone buster that can beat this concept. Wilson takes the snap, and what you're going to notice right here is that you have Jerry Jeudy very much open. Again, a gimme on 3rd down and 4. This is exactly what you want when you're just on the outside of field goal range right here, and completion will get you pretty much inside field goal range, especially in Denver, where you're only down 2. So this essentially would almost make it feel like you're winning if you get this conversion. Instead, you're going to see just a bit of a high throw. It also kind of felt like maybe Jeudy could have adjusted to that. So again, they're just not in sync. That's the biggest takeaway. Things they're clunky here for the Denver Broncos. They're not able to fully be able to convert on some of this stuff, and it's in part good defense, but it's in part just them beating themselves at times. And then something like this, it feels like there's just something like this every single game so far for the Broncos, where they have some big play that would make everyone's stats look way better that they just miss, where it's going to be quarters coverage, and you have Jerry Jeudy basically trying to split the 2 safeties, and it's going to, for the most part, work out. Watch how you can't see the whole route, but you do see that once Wilson fires one in that direction, there is a window where this can work out. There's absolutely a window where this can work out. A perfect throw and a good catch, and this is going to be a huge completion that puts you in field goal range and potentially more. However, you're going to see the defensive back just get a finger on it. I mean, one finger. Look at this replay. Just at the last second, knocks it away. And it's just like, man, it's a game of inches, right? A couple of these things go the other way, it looks very different. So again, it just kind of comes back to some of these guys just at a certain point have to start making plays. But then all of a sudden there was life. Things were going well. It seemed like they actually had something going. And I feel like this was kind of the play that made it work, where it's a 3rd down and 6. Okay, they're struggling on 3rd downs. There's all of these 3 and outs. You need to get a conversion. It's cover 2 zone, the coverage that you're struggling the most against. And right when this play begins, what's going to be interesting to look at is going to be how they pass rush Wilson, because that's kind of, a thing that's always fascinating when you have a quarterback who likes to run is how do you pass rush him, because you can't let him get outside the pocket. He might run and pick up the first down that way. Russell Wilson does run and pick up the first down that way. It felt like from this point, really, I think that San Francisco got a little bit in their own heads a little bit, thinking, okay, well, if this is what Russell Wilson is doing, if he can do this kind of stuff, we have to make sure that we don't just give him free first downs on, by playing cover 2 zone. Not just that, but we kind of maybe have to be a little bit creative with how we, attack him. Do we blitz him? Well, that's what they were going to do. We're now going to go over to this play, which is set up already as though it's not cover 2 zone. It's set up as though it's cover 3 zone, what you see on the screen. And then you have Courtland Sutton, who seems to be Russell Wilson's favorite target, it appears. At least, they've had some big plays. Him or Judy seem to be the guys. But Sutton, one-on-one matchup, typically you like those chances because even if he's not open, he can still make the catch. He doesn't need separation to make the grab. That's definitely something that's true with him. But what's also fascinating about this is it's not exactly what you see on the screen. They're also going to have somebody blitz Wilson. So it's actually going to be a cover 3 zone blitz, not just a regular cover 3 zone. And so because of that, and because of just the fact that it's cover 3 zone in general, you have a true one-on-one matchup on the outside, and Russell Wilson likes his one-on-one matchups. As you see, he is going to fire it there. They are going to be able to make the catch and get inside the 10-yard line, setting up a 1st and goal, which they would eventually get the ball into the end zone finally, because again, for the Broncos, it's not quite a given. Just a 1st and goal is not a touchdown necessarily, but they did get the touchdown and go up. So yeah, listen, I mean, was it the most perfect win for the Broncos? Not necessarily. Has it been the most perfect first 3 weeks for the Broncos? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, their record is currently 2-1. They're up top their division, and weirdly, this is actually looking okay for them. So their defense is looking great. That's the one thing that you definitely have going for you, is that your defense has looked fantastic. Need the offense to pick it up, but as of right now, plenty of reasons to be, cautiously optimistic, I think, if you're a Broncos fan. But that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts? Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.